Hello, hello. This is your girl, Adelaide Brown, your heart coach. And I just wanted to get on today and do a little heart talk with you. Welcome to the Heartline. This is our YouTube channel. This is where we come to build personal, relational, and financial wealth through guess what? Authentic living. It's a lot of people out here telling you to do a lot of different things. When it comes to, these 6 steps to happiness, these 6 steps to losing weight, these 6 steps to being a millionaire. But nobody's telling you how to do it and guiding you and leading you how to do it in ways that are authentic to you in your life, your circumstance, your situation. So I just want to thank you for tuning in and checking it out. And today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about manipulation, right? So I was talking with someone about relationships, and it became very apparent to me that a lot of us are in relationships that are very dysfunctional because we have an issue with control, right? A lot of us are in relationships that are dysfunctional because we have an issue with control. And when I say that we have an issue with control, is a lot of us have gone through things and went through things in our lives in our earlier years that caused us to develop certain ways of living and being, right? So, like if you were little and you were always in an environment where people were very critical of you, then there's a good chance that you try a lot now to really control your image. You really try to control how people see you and how they view you, because as a child, you were critiqued very harshly and very strongly because of the type of just because of how you were reared, and these were the relationships that you had with the people that were around you. So as far as you're still trying to control, right? You're still trying to manipulate, hence the title. You're still trying to control, the situation. It's this whole idea that I wanted to get on today and let you know that your life will come together and you will find that you have a lot of control once you start to let some things go. It is time for you to start being honest about where you are in your situations and in your life. I wanted to blame my husband. I wanted to blame my baby daddy. I wanted to blame my bosses. I wanted to blame the system. I wanted to blame poverty. I wanted to blame my mother and have excuses to be mean, to be nasty, to be self sabotaging, to procrastinate. I wanted to give myself excuses to play small, not get out there and do what God called me to do. But all of that was because I was trying to control the situation. So I feel like there's somebody that's listening right now that you are in a situation that is really falling apart. There are things that are happening in your life and you just can't believe it. You don't know what is going on. And I'm telling you, it is time to let it go. Stop trying to be in control. Stop trying to make people think your life is a way that is not. Just stop trying to present an image and you know that it's killing you on the inside. I was just thinking about this and speaking with a client about how everything we go through in life gets lodged in our body. If you can look at it like doing acupuncture, a lot of us are walking around with like pins just stuck in us. But the thing about it is, those pins hold toxins. When we don't talk about the things that we've gone through, be it good or bad, when we hold those things to ourselves, we don't give our minds, our bodies, and our souls the relief that it needs to be able to operate on the level that it needs to. So, what I'm saying to you is, you might be at a place in your life where you're dealing with health issues. You might be in a place in your life where your relationships are falling apart. Maybe you just had a bad breakup or a terrible divorce. Maybe you're up at odds with your children, young and old children, or maybe you're an adult and your parents are getting older, but you you have trouble when it comes to taking your mom to the doctor. You really struggle with visiting your father, and a lot of that is because you're still trying to control a situation that God is trying to help you with, but you have to let it go. I've heard people say when people tell you or show you who they are, believe them. But sometimes you need to apply that to the circumstances that are in your life. When situations are spiraling out of control, sometimes you just have to let it go and trust God to work it out. The book of Ecclesiastes talks about how there's a season for everything. And sometimes there's a season that God wants you to fight for things and stand and believe that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. But then there's another season sometimes where God would just tell you, let it go. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Walk away. The problem is we attach too much of our worth to our works. And so when you go through difficult situations, you've been in this abusive relationship for the past 15, 20 years, and God is telling you that's enough. It's not going to change. It's time to go. But you don't want to leave because you've invested too much in it. You have this house, you have this car, y'all have these accounts together, but you're miserable. You have ulcers in your stomach. You're causing other health issues to take place in your life. You might have been diagnosed with cancer or high blood pressure or all these other things that really aren't really what you are, but because you don't want to deal with the underlying, the heart issue, the pain, the trauma of the past, you're going to keep messing up your future. You're going to keep messing up the life that God created for you. Why? Because you are more focused on being fake than keeping it real. Yes, you. We like to, well, I don't want people to think this and I don't want people to know, but it is what it is. You're more concerned about what people think about you than what God thinks about you. And that's the problem. Like, you can't control a situation. You're going to have to let it go. Your children are getting older. They don't need you in everything that they're doing. Even if they always asking you for help, you're going to have to determine when you help and when you don't help. Why? Because you help them because you want to still control them, because you don't know what your life is without them and you don't know how to explore that. You're afraid. So they've grown up and now you don't have anybody else to control. Look, it's time for you to let it go. It's time for you to build some heart equity. Heart equity is this whole mindset of having personal, relational, and financial wealth. That's heart equity. We hear people talk about building financial equity in the sense of, with their money, with interest, compound interest when it comes to real estate. It just there are many different avenues that people use to build wealth when to generate equity when it comes to finances. I'm talking about heart equity because we don't talk enough about how we show up and impact when our heart is in a good space. We like to put so much emphasis on the letters behind your name, the degrees that you have, the people that you know. But what about what you believe about yourself, your self-esteem, your self-worth? What about your relationships? How do you interact with yourself, with God, and with others around you? And where your heart goes, your treasures will follow. Like, this is what the Bible tells us: where your heart goes, your treasures will follow. Where your heart goes, your treasures will follow. So my thing to you is, where's your heart going? What treasures are following? So these are the things that we really have to think about and really want to start to dive into. So when I get on and I do these videos and I share and I bring on our friends, since we just had one come on. Thank you so much, Karma, for checking in. I hope you can come off mute and talk a little bit with us today. Um, but when you hear me talking, just know I'm doing hard work and I'm building heart equity. Because a lot of of people want to be so focused on the treasures of this world, but your treasures are going to imitate where your heart is. They're going to reveal where your heart is. And what I'm telling you, if you keep trying to be in control of the situation, you are going to lose your life. You may exist, but you're not going to live. It's like being at the beach and trying to stop the tide from coming in and out. All you can do is enjoy the beauty of the waves and enjoy how the water feels on your skin. But what you're not gonna do is stop those waves from coming in and going back out, coming in and going back out. And I remember when I was little, we would try to like break up a wave as waves would come in, or we would try to like swim in when when a wave would break. We would try to swim in the wave, and that's what God wants us to do. God wants us to get in the flow and swim in the wave. Don't try to control the wave, but go along with the wave and allow the wave to work for you. But the problem is you're too insecure. You cannot go along with the flow because you going with the flow is too much out of the realm of what you can understand. So what I'm telling you is it is time to let it go. It is time for you to not only let it go, but it's time for you to do something different. It is time for you to look at life a little differently. It is time for you to let go of some of the beliefs that you have about yourself and the world around you. And if not, you're going to be miserable. If not, you're going to find that you put in all this hard work to present this certain image, and guess what happens? You get the image and you're not going to like it. It's like when people paint their house and then they start painting, they're like, oh, I don't like this color. That's how so many of you are living your lives. Like you're living like that. I need this house. I need this car. I need this husband. I need this wife. I need this job. I need this trip. I need this bag. I need these shoes. I need this outfit. Because you seem to think that having all of that stuff is going to help you sleep better at night, and it's not. It's not. So if you're still trying to control the situation, you could keep trying to control the situation. But what I just wanted to get on today and just let you know that if you let it go and you let God, you will find that your life will begin to transform from the inside out in a way that you could never imagine. And that's why we build and we grow heart equity. It's like a tree. You don't know what's going on in that root system underground, but you start to get a glimpse of that shoot starts to shoot up through the ground, but you don't understand the network that's under it, that's holding it in place. And this type of work that we do, it builds up and fortifies your insides so you can have a network that holds you in place. You have to be able to trust God in this season of your life. But how can you trust God if you're still angry with him? That's why you try to control a situation, because you've convinced yourself that you a little God in your own life. You're not running anything. You're not controlling anything. You may be guiding, even if you're a parent. If you are a parent of a child, you realize you can't make a 2-year-old or 1-year-old or baby do anything. You kind of go with their flow. You can train them and guide them, but you gonna go with their flow. But the thing is, they're gonna match your energy as well. And a lot of people don't realize that. So what I'm saying is it's time for you to it's really time for you to um it's really time for you to get serious about where you are in your life. It's really time for you to get serious about what you're doing in your life, and it's really time for you to stop trying to control the circumstances in your life. Think about it. and I am going to head out. I have a few meetings this afternoon, some real estate meetings, some business meetings. So I'm looking forward to meeting with them. But I wanted to get on today and share this information with you. So you look at your life, do some inventory. What are you trying to control? Who are you trying to control? What do you need to let go of so that God can really give you what you need? Think about it. This is Adelaide Brown, your heart coach, signing out. See you next time.